Hello friends, this is Professor Rahul Krishnaji Bhavne and in the subject heat transfer. Today we will see heat transfer through cylinders. So let's start today's video. Heat conduction through hollow cylinders, simple single hollow cylinder. So consider one cylinder having inner radius R1 and outer radius R2. So this is a hollow cylinder having length L and this cylinder material having thermal conductivity K. And we are assuming here that heat is transferring from inner surface at R1 towards outer surface which is at R2. So heat transfer rate Q is from inner to outer radially. And it might be in a reverse direction also from outer to inner. It depends on the uh, that particular circumstances which temperature is higher one. So as the T1 is higher than T2, that means heat is transferring from inner surface to outer surface. Now the problem is that when we goes on increasing radius through that thickness of hollow cylinder, so at each level radius will be increasing and corresponding area will be different. So this cannot be solved in a simple way. So we have to consider one elementary area and finding some equation, and that equation we have to integrate within a limit of inner surface to outer surface. Then only we can uh, reach to our final form of heat conduction through this complete hollow cylinder. So friends, if we consider a electrical analogy for this problem, then there will be only one resistance, that is conduction resistance, which is R thermal. So to solve this, we are considering one cylindrical elementary ring which is at radius R and that ring thickness is dr. So that dr is nothing but a path length of Q when it is heat transferring from this elementary ring. So we know Fourier's law of equation, that is Q is equals to minus Ka dt by dr. Normally it is dt by dx or dt by L only. So that dx or L stand for path of heat flow. Here the thickness dr is a path, so we rewrite this equation as Q is equals to minus Ka dt by dr. Now what is area? Area we are everything considering at this elementary ring only, which is at radius r. So at radius r, area is 2 pi r L. This is the total area through which heat is transferring. So area is 2 pi r L. Now we are shifting r and this dr to left hand side. So it becomes Q dr upon r is equals to on right hand side minus K 2 pi L dt. Now this is the equation we get for this our elementary ring. Now on this equation we have to apply limits, and that limits considering inner surface to outer surface. So at radius r equals to r1, that is inner radius, then temperature will be T1, and at radius r equals to r2, that is outer surface radius, then temperature will be T2. So applying this condition, so we get such equation, that is Q, as it is a constant throughout, so Q is removed out from integration sign. So Q integration within a limit r1 to r2 dr by r is equals to minus 2k pi L. All these terms are constant, so we remove out from integration sign. So minus 2k pi L integration within a limit t1 to t2 of dt. On simplifying this, we get q ln of r, limits are r1 r2, is equals to minus 2k pi L. Integration of dt become t and with limit t1 t2. Now on simplifying this, we get q ln r2 minus ln r1, and when we uh, reform it, so it become ln of r2 upon r1. So q ln of r2 upon r1 is equals to minus 2k pi L in bracket t2 minus t1. Now if I take a common minus sign from this temperature bracket, so it become minus minus plus, and here in bracket it will be changed t1 minus t2. So the simplified form q is equals to 2 pi L k t1 minus t2, and this ln r2 upon r1 shifted to right hand side and goes in a denominator. So denominator will be ln of r2 upon r1. Many time it is asked to find out heat transfer rate per unit length. So in that case, this length parameter will be shifted to left hand side and equation become q by L and 2 pi k t1 minus t2 upon ln of r2 upon r1. So friends, take a precaution in a cylinder that ln is always higher radius divided by lower radius. So if there is a second cylinder, suppose having radius r3, so we will write here ln of r3 upon r2 like that. So higher upon lower. So this is the heat transfer rate, and this is heat transfer rate per unit length. Now we will see electrical analogy, because whenever there is a composite cylinder, then we have to use electrical analogy. So electrical system follows Ohm's law, and it is I is equal to dV upon R, where flowing quantity is current, that is denoted by R, and the driving force to cause this current flow is a potential difference dV. Now considering a thermal system for cylindrical coordinates or cylinders. So for this, as just we saw, the relation will be Q is equals to 2 pi k L T1 minus T2 upon ln of R2 upon R1. If I rearrange this, so this equation become Q is equals to T1 minus T2 divided by complete bracket ln of R2 upon R1 divided by 2 pi k L. In this thermal system, flowing quantity is Q, that is a heat, and the driving force causing this heat flow is a temperature difference dt. That dt is nothing but T1 minus T2. So correlating this Ohm's law and our this thermal system final form equation of heat transfer. So we observe that the electrical resistance R corresponding to the thermal resistance in this conduction, and it is equals to ln of R2 upon R1 divided by 2 pi k L. So this is thermal resistance. Many times it is asked to find out heat transfer rate per unit length. In that case, thermal resistance will be ln upon R2 upon R1. Sorry, ln of R2 upon R1 divided by 2 pi k. So always remember, if it is simply heat transfer rate, so we have to consider length in a thermal resistance. If it is heat transfer rate per unit length, then that length term will be missing in a calculation of thermal resistance formula. So let's move to next, that is heat conduction through composite cylinder. And here we will consider convection part also. So as the diagram shows, there are two cylinders, inner cylinder having a radius R1 to R2, having thermal conductivity K1, outer cylinder having a radius R2 to R3, having thermal conductivity K2, inner cylinder having hot fluid H1 or H of H. So that is a convective heat transfer coefficient, and having a temperature TH, and outer surface of cylinder is in some atmosphere which having a convective transfer coefficient H2, or we can say H of cold fluid. So having a temperature TC. Now if we level the temperature, so it is transferring from this hot fluid to outside cold fluid. So TH is the hot fluid temperature, then T1 is inner surface temperature of inner tube or cylinder, T2 is the intermediate temperature of two cylinders, T3 is outer surface cylinder temperature, and Tc is outside cold fluid temperature. If I like to draw electrical analogy, in that case electrical resistance, first convection resistance for heat flow from hot fluid to inner surface, then conduction resistance when heat will flow from through our inner cylinder, then thermal resistance 2 when heat flow through outer cylinder, and again convection resistance 2 when heat will flow from outer cylinder to surrounding fluid. So considering heat transfer from hot fluid to inner cylinder surface, that is convection part. So R convection is 1 upon area into H of H, that is convective heat transfer coefficient. Now at inner surface where radius is R1, what is the surface area through which heat is transferring? So it is 2 pi R1 L. This is the total surface area of inner surface into HH. Now considering outer surface convection part, so at that case, in that case, R convection 2 is 1 upon area HC, but this area is different as this is outer surface area, so it will be 1 upon 2 pi R3 into L. This is the total outer surface area from which heat is convected out to the surrounding fluid, and multiply by Hc, that is cold fluid convective coefficient. Now thermal resistance for inner cylinder. So just we saw what is the formula for cylindrical surfaces. So R thermal 1 ln of R2 upon R1 divided by 2 pi K1 L, and for outer cylinder it is ln of R3 upon R2 divided by 2 pi K2 L. So resistance R convection, we know the formula, then convection 2, then thermal resistance 1, thermal resistance 2. Now all these resistance are in series, so we are simply adding this to get a total resistance of this system. So R total is equal to R convection 1 plus R thermal 1 plus R thermal 2 plus R convection 2. And if I put the detail formula, then our total will be like this. So either we can find out individual resistance, or we can find out our total by using this detail formula. And once we know the R total, then heat transfer rate through composite cylinder will be Q is equal to dt upon R total, and in this case dt is Th minus Tc divided by R total. So in this way we can find out the heat transfer rate through any composite cylinder which having convection part, conduction part. If there is only one convection, then that second convection term will be removed out. So in this way, the main formula remains same, only the calculation of total R will be changed. Now let us see one numerical on composite cylinder. Statement is a steel tube of 5 centimeter inner diameter. So diameter 1, inner 5 centimeter, and if I convert into radius, so R1 is 2.5 centimeter, it is equals to 0.025 meter, and 8 centimeter outer diameter. So D2 is 8 centimeter converted to radius, that is R2 4 centimeter, it is equivalent to 0.04 meter. Having a thermal conductivity K 116 watt per meter Kelvin, is covered with an insulation of 3 centimeter thickness. So insulation thickness is given 3 centimeter. If insulation thickness is 3 centimeter, then that R3 radius become 4 centimeter. This is R2 plus 3 centimeter thickness insulation. So R3 will be 7 centimeter, which is equals to 0.07 meter. And thermal conductivity of that insulation is 0.03 watt per meter Kelvin. A hot gas at 350 degrees centigrade. So TH is 356 degrees centigrade with convective heat transfer coefficient. So H of H is also given. It is 400 watt per meter square Kelvin. Is flowing through tube. The tube is surrounded by air, and this air is at 30 degrees centigrade. So Tc is 30 degrees centigrade with convective heat transfer coefficient 60. So H of C, so convective transfer coefficient for cold fluid 60 watt per meter square Kelvin. And we have to calculate heat loss, that is Q, from the tube for 20 meter length. So length L is given 20 meter. And second, temperature at the interface of insulation and steel pipe. So if I draw a schematic for this statement, so it will be like this. So this is our inner steel pipe, this is insulation, this is hot fluid flowing through inside of inner cylinder, and this is atmospheric air. And electrical analogy, so all the resistance will be in series. First resistance, convection resistance through hot fluid to inner surface, then conduction resistance from steel cylinder or pipe, then thermal resistance or thermal 2 for insulation material, and then convection resistance for outside. And this is our given data. So I am not going to solve in detail. I am just showing by flowchart whether this problem is possible to solve or not. So first A part is heat loss from the tube for 20 meter length. So it is asked to find out Q. If we are interested to find out Q, we know only one main equation, that is Q is equals to dt upon R total. So what is the dt for complete system? So dt will be Th minus Tc, and both the values are given, Th and Tc. Now the question is R total. For this system, what is the R total? So R total, all thermal resistance are in series. So R total will be the addition of all these resistance. To find out R total, we must know all the resistance value. So what is the resistance value? First, R convection 1. We know the formula 1 upon 2 pi R1 L H of H. All these values are known, so R convection can be easily find out. Then R thermal 1. It is ln of R2 upon R1. Both radius are known. 2 pi K1 it is given, length 20 meter is given. So it is also possible to find out R thermal 1. R thermal 2 ln of R3 upon R2 divided by 2 pi K2L. All the values are known. Then last R convection 2 1 upon 2 pi R3L H of C. All the values are known. So it is also possible to find out the numerical value for R convection 2. Once we know all the numerical value for these resistance, then R total can be easily find out. Once we get the value of R total, then Q will be possible to find out heat transfer rate. So A, that is heat loss from the tube, is possible. Now the second part, that is temperature at the interface of insulation and steel. So friends, always remember, for any numerical, always draw a schematic because it gives a better understanding. So from our schematic diagram, as per the requisition, that is temperature at the interface of insulation and steel, that means we have to find out the value of T2. Now for T2, so there are two options. We will first check first option, that is considering heat transfer from inner hot gas to steel tube. So from inner hot gas, that is R convection 1, then it will transfer to steel tube which having R thermal 1. So only this part, R convection 1 and R thermal 1, only this part we are considering. So in that case, our equation become Q is equals to TH minus T2 divided by R total, where we are interested in finding the value of T2. That means we must have all remaining values. So R total will be in this case R convection 1 plus R thermal 1. Whether R convection 1 and thermal 1 is possible. So convection 1, 1 upon 2 pi R1 L H of H, all the values are known. Then R thermal 1, ln of R2 upon R1, 2 pi KL, all the values are known. So we can easily find out R total. And TH, it is given. Now the question is Q. And Q will be obtained from our answer of A, because heat transfer rate will be the same throughout the this composite cylinder, whether we consider complete system or single convection part or convection and conduction part, anything. So heat transfer rate will be the same. So Q value will obtain from answer of first. So it means we have all the values R total, Q and TH. So we can find out the T2 value. Now there is another aspect in which we can consider outer convection part. So in this we will consider only heat transfer from insulation material and outer convection part. So that time Q will be T2 minus TC. Why we are not considering only insulation T2, T3? Because that time T2 and T3 both are unknown. So we have to consider T2 to TC. So TC we know. In previous option, we consider TH to T2 because that time TH value we know. So in this outer convection part, so formula become Q is equal to T2 minus Tc upon R total. Now here R total, so R total will be R thermal 2 plus R convection 2. So whether we have all the values for calculating R thermal 2? Yes, it is there. R convection 1 upon 2 pi R3 LHC. So it is also possible. And then what about Q? So Q we already find out in an answer of A. So only T2 remains unknown. Tc known, R total can be calculate, Q is from answer 1. So from considering outside convection part also we can find out T2. Thank you friends. Thank you for watching, and next lecture we will see some more concept or numerical on heat transfer subject. Thank you.